wasn't supposed to be there, and it was just like a fine little thumbnail sketch from my side, which kind of brought in that idea. And I'm always afraid to lose those kind of ideas, so I start really abstract and yeah, rough in the beginning, and then I bring it more and more down to a yeah, to a tight side view drawing, or yeah, or to or like front view and rear view drawing. So where the modelers can work from. Yeah. So.
Okay. Thank you, Zachary. So Patrick, we're going to move on now to Jazz McDaniel. Jazz, if you're there, can you say hello?
Yes.
Hello.
Hello, Jazz.
Hi, Jazz. How are you doing today?
Good, good. The question I had was, it was with referencing. I know that in one of your videos you mentioned that I believe you use iStock as some of your photo references. And I was just wondering, were there more than just that resource that you use for referencing when looking for pictures to use?
What do you mean with iStock? I didn't understand your first part. What did I reference?
For your reference drawings. I'm not sure which website you mentioned, but one I thought it might have been like iStock
okay.
Photos.
Yes. I mean, I use Flickr a lot, and I use just Google image search a lot, and I would say I even use iPhoto. I use Google Images even more, and I mean, it's more about what kind of word you put in for what kind of outcome you get. So for that reason, I'm always kind of looking for like different images. Sometimes I don't really have a certain image in mind what I want to find, but always when I see something nice, I just download it, and I kind of put everything in iPhoto. That's this like preview program in for Mac, which is just a really nice way to to group your photos, to organize your photos. And yeah, I would just suggest like go on Google Images and like look for just random stuff, and it more and more you will see interesting things, and you might get from like one photo you go to that website where it's from, and you suddenly see it like a photographer, for example, and he has like hundreds of images, and then I would just download all them. And I mean, it's just like going from one step to the other, and sometimes you find like nice sources of images, and sometimes you don't. So it's kind of like just keep your eyes open when you are on the web, and like always download what you like. And I would say my image library is like a really important part for my work process, because I would say I have like 30,000 images, which are mostly stuff I like and which I have somehow organized, and it just gives me a good base to work with. So just keep gathering stuff, and at some point you will you will have a good source.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Go ahead. I just lost you.
No problem, no problem. This is pretty much the same in the same reference. How much time do you spend searching for references when you're starting your project?
It depends on how specific my art director or production designer already is with the thing I have to work on. So often if you work in an art department, they have already like lots of folders with nice reference you can use. So then I'm more than open to use that reference. But you also often have just photos which you use over and over again, because you just know it's like a maybe like a nice color variety or a nice texture or something, and you use the same photo for different things. So I wouldn't look too long for reference. I would just I don't know. I would take a couple of hours to look for images if they can't provide me with a reference, and then I would go into the painting, because I mean, I always want to keep room for getting inspired for different things. So I maybe would go back within the painting when I know a certain direction and would go on looking for images. So I wouldn't worry too much about reference, but I would yeah, incorporate it in some way.
Okay, thank you, Patrick.
Because it's like kind of endless. You can look for days in the internet to find photos. So yeah.
I think you got his question pretty thoroughly answered. So Jazz, I hope he was able to help you out. I'm going to move on pretty quickly. We have a little more than 15 minutes left to go, so we have a few more questions, but I think we'll get to everyone at least once in the list. So I'm going to move on now to, sorry, one second, to David Dace. David, if you're there, can you say hello?
Hi.
Hi, David, and speak up a little bit louder on the mic so we can all hear you. Thank you.
Okay, how you doing? Can you hear me?
Very good. How are you doing? I hope you enjoyed the demo.
Yeah, I did very much. My question is, I'm actually older than a lot of the artists that I see out there. I got my degree back in '89, but I'm trying to move from designing T-shirts to concept work. And my question is that a possible thing, or do studios really look for younger people right out of school?
I would say nothing is impossible, and it really depends on your portfolio. So I mean, that's a nice thing about design and concept art. You kind of you apply with your work and you show somebody your work, and it kind of speaks for itself. And if somebody likes your work, he's gonna hire you, and it's everything else is secondary. So yeah, I would say just like keep doing great work, and then you will yeah, like in an earlier question, I would say try to publish it in some way on some websites and just get feedback from other people, which helps you to learn and improve your work, but also to get exposure to studios and possible people to hire you. And yeah, I mean, there's no age limit or anything. It's like as long as you can hold a pencil, you can work. No, I mean it's.
I think that's a good answer. So
yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you, David, for that question, and thank you, Patrick, for answering. We're going to try to move on to the next person here, which I believe is Matthew. And I'm sorry if I don't have your last name pronounced correctly. It's Schuberman. Are you there, Matthew?
Yes. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, but a little louder would be great if that's possible.
Okay. Can you guys hear me now?
Perfect. Thank you.
Awesome. So I have two questions, but I'll just ask the first one. Patrick, you said that you came off of a fantasy medieval picture, and something that has, you know, typically a fantasy picture, something medieval, will have much more organic elements in it, things like mountains, slopes, and hillsides. How would you approach that versus approaching the tech stuff that you did in the demo for us?
I would worry less about my perspective, and I would focus more on texture. And so I mean, you have like you would have like different reference to point to, and you would have certain things which you would change. You would have like a another kind of skyline you would have